Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Civil Gore Podcast. I'm your host, Tim.
And this is Brian.
Yeah, so we are back, and it was definitely an extended break, but I think it was a good break because not only did it allow us to iron out all the technical issues we were having, it also led us to a new podcasting platform that has a lot more features that we're going to be trying to take advantage of, and it allowed us to kind of retool the podcast a little bit, not in any major way, but we kind of wanted to get back and focus back on the basics of what we think makes the podcast good. So one of the things, I guess we should talk about a little bit about kind of some of the stuff we had planned, Brian.
Yeah.
But one of the things we had talked about is, we had tried really hard to make the podcast sort of evergreen and not talk about horror news. And I felt like we were hamstringing ourselves a little bit by doing that because the horror news is what generates discussion and conversation. And I think that's what people like about the show. So one of the ideas we had coming into season 10 was let's not worry so much about, maybe mentioning a piece of news that'll be dated in 6 months. Let's just talk about what's going on during the week. If we're going to do a weekly show, let's talk about what's going on during that week. So starting next episode, we're not doing it this episode because we're already packed full, but starting next episode, we will start bringing in a little bit more horror news and current events. And the other thing is we're not going to bring back the dismemberment as it used to be, which was like the full blown extra episode, because it was just too much on top of doing a weekly podcast. But we did decide that probably the first episode of every month, we're going to look at the upcoming Blu-ray releases for that month and kind of pick out some that we think are worth noting and maybe mention those on the show. So you'll get a little flavor of the dismemberment, even if you don't get the entire separate show.
Yeah, because it was a bit of a slog, and it kind of made it so where there were weeks where there wasn't much coming out. It kind of killed the pick of the week. It really wasn't anything like special, and it was literally us just reading special features. I mean, yes, we had our film historians, and that we'll try and of course work that in because that can't go away. I mean, we need that in there somehow. But we'll
Yeah.
figure out how to get all that back in. It's just we're trying to like basically give you the most content without it slogging and like tighten everything up. So like it's just a
Yeah.
more interactive between Tim and I show because like we said, like he said, like the whole point is like you have two hosts, you want them to discuss things, you want them to just read things off. So we realized, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it may taken us 10 years, but I mean, what
We got around to it eventually.
yeah.
Well, I mean, even with the 2026 horror preview, which we're doing for this episode, we used to go through a big, long, exhaustive list, and we'd basically read off every title that's coming out. And we decided again, we need to tighten that up. And so this year, for the preview, we're going to do, for the movies, we thought it'd be fun because the movies are like the main event. So the movies, we thought we would do top 10 lists of what we're looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of fun. But for like the TV shows and the video and board games, we're not just going to read like summaries and stuff that you can go find on the internet. We're just going to mention them and talk about them. Kind of free form. So I think that's going to be a better format as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You guys can let us know what you think when after you've listened to this episode and see if it's kind of a step in the right direction.
Yeah, because I mean, it
But
was like we were reading, like especially with the books and stuff. Like, I mean, it was
yeah.
just getting to the point of where it's like, oh my God, this episode is just going on for 3 hours, and it's like we're literally reading. So and half the time, didn't we have to break it up into two?
Yeah, we used to have to break it up, and now this episode may run long just because it's our first return
Right.
back, and we got a lot to cover because we were going to do the GHOSTRADAMUS this episode and the horror preview, and of course we have to talk about, we have a pretty sizable first chop as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, I think the episodes in general will be a little bit tighter. And that doesn't mean they're going to be like 30 minutes or anything, but they're going to be at least tighter, and I think they're going to be more enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But I guess we should get right into our first chop. Speaking of
Yes.
which. All right, Brian, I'll let you kick things off because we got a lot to talk about
Yeah,
here.
so one of the things, so while it was on the break, and I got like some Amazon gift card money and stuff like that and shopping, I came across something kind of interesting, and it was, I mean, obviously Amazon knows how to target you, and they targeted me something with the Universal Monsters. Now, it wasn't the usual thing. Like it was, usually they'll send me Horrified or a movie, Blu-rays and books, but they sent me a Universal Monsters tarot deck. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And like the cards are just beautiful. And that was another thing I'm gonna show. Like I'll show Tim this, and eventually we're gonna with this new software we'll be able to do like video episodes on YouTube. That's another cool surprise. But like just like the cards on this, the artwork on these are so great. And I have to say I really don't know much about tarot, but thankfully it comes with this this like almost like what is this like? It's like
Thick guy.
130-page book on how to do it. So what I
Oh,
figured I
that's
would
cool.
do is learn this, and the way I would use it is, so I've seen other like video like YouTube videos do this, where and I figured what we'll do is we'll take a cool horror topic like Scream 7 is like arguably one of the biggest horror events of the
Right.
near horror future coming up this year. And so like maybe if I learn it fast enough we'll let the tarot cards decide whether or not Scream 7 will be a hit or not, or how it will be
Yes, we'll
received.
predict its future. Scream Seven's
Yeah, I
future.
mean,
Yeah, that'd be
and
cool.
obviously, like every other video I've seen as someone do a tarot, entertainment purposes only. This is not anything like. I mean, yes, like if you're superstitious like me, you'll freak out. And I used to be afraid of tarot, but until I realized some of the stuff is not what it means per se, and it's how it's interpreted. But I think that would just be fun. And with the fact that it's the Universal Monsters, which are one of me and Tim's favorite things in the world, I think that would be the cool thing. And actually Tim and I when I mentioned to him offline, we discovered there's so many other cool horror tower decks that we want to now collect, which is Olivia and Julie are
I
probably gonna be
know.
just thrilled. Like we don't have enough we collect.
It's for the
But yeah, I mean,
podcast.
But yeah, so
Yeah, there are some
yeah,
cool ones
there's
out
like
there.
we do you found like a slasher one. There's I think there's was like a Guillermo del Toro one, which looks really cool. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, it'd be a little fun little segment, I think, for us. So I don't know how you want to do the next thing, if you want me to just keep going or kind of go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll just keep going. We'll just keep
Okay, yeah.
rolling.
Another cool segment I want to do is there's this guy I forgot, and I meant to grab his name, but I've been watching his videos on Instagram and YouTube, and he does, or it might be Threads. I don't know. He does. But he plays these little random horror like indie games that are like on like you can find on Steam, and I think there's one on like that's not even on anything. You just have to go to the website and play it live. They're really these short little horror games, and he always gets scared by it. And the videos are freaking hilarious. But I thought that would be a fun little thing to try. So I downloaded a bunch on Steam for really not much at all. Like I think about like 6 or 7 games, and it barely came to $30. Where I would just try these random cool little horror games that nobody really ever talks about. I mean, you see them like they go viral sometimes, but nobody ever knows what it is. And they'll be like, "What game is this? What
Yeah.
game is it?" So I figured that might be a fun kind of thing where like, we can try Tim and I will try the games and kind of give a little mini review on it, as part of our either first chop or maybe a monthly segment. We're not sure quite on how that's going to work yet because, also takes when I find the time to play these. But we figured that might be a cool thing to do too, really like expand different aspects of horror other than just the movies we always do.
Yeah, and we're talking about as we get the one thing that has stopped me from doing video is because I know nothing about video editing, but Brian does. So we're going to try to get some more video content, especially for the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel actually surprisingly does really well
Yeah.
for audio because we put all our podcasts on YouTube, and we actually get probably more listens on YouTube than we do a lot of our other
Crazy.
platforms.
Yeah.
So I think putting video out there would be super helpful in terms of getting the word out about the
Yeah.
podcast. So we're going to try to put, even if it's like short form stuff, like
Yeah.
even if we're just doing like little Instagram stories or something, I think it'd be cool to like do some little little mini reviews, micro reviews, whatever you want to call it, just to boost engagement. So I think that would
Yeah,
be
I mean,
fun as
and
well.
eventually we like to actually have the full like the full because it comes with the new software we got comes with the video like editing like a video editing suite kind of thing. And so we might actually just put the show as we record. You'll be able to see the video of that too, which will kind of be a fun little bonus because you'll might see us make some mistakes or if I leave them in there or not. I
Yeah,
may take them out, but
yeah,
it'd just be fun. You could see now you'll see Tim's dulcet face to go along with his dulcet tones.
yeah.
Could you have a dulcet face? I don't know.
I don't
I guess
know. I don't
maybe
know.
like if you have a soft.
I don't know if I would describe it as dulcet.
Yeah, well, because you got some
Even if you
scruff
could,
there. I don't know if that.
I got
Yeah,
some
that may
scruff.
undulcet it
Yeah.
a little bit. I think you need a.
I think you have to be like baby smooth.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm at the age where my skin is baby smooth
Yeah,
anymore.
no, I think that ship has sailed for both of us.
Yeah.
The thing. But
We're no longer allowed to Forever
no,
21.
yeah, but Tim got the last laugh on that. He got a really cool Shining shirt from there. But the thing is too is
Yeah.
like Tim said, the little short form things. Like I want to bring back that thing I did during COVID when we had we're just needed to fill time and do that Tales from the Monolith thing where I would used to kind of like I started it, but
Yeah.
like that'll be really cool because which you can't really see yet because we haven't shown you the video. But like the way my thing is set up, the monolith has returned in a smaller form, and it's behind me, so it's a cool backdrop. So like I definitely figure we'll do some cool stuff. And I think Tim, what I'd love to do is maybe somehow like work some board game segments in there somehow, especially with
Yeah.
all the games that you end up playing. You'll be having a
Oh,
good
oh,
time.
we talked about records. Like I
Oh
got horror
yeah,
soundtracks we could do. Like we have all kinds of horror stuff we could like review, mini reviews and
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, there's the content's there. It's just a matter of putting together the videos. And I liked what Coaster Radio was talking about on their last episode. They were talking about batching videos, like just filming a bunch of content, and then you can like dole that out over the
Oh yeah, yeah,
next few
yeah.
months, kind of thing. Which is really because you think about it, you could sit if you really set your mind to it, you can sit there and record like 10
Oh
reviews,
yeah.
and then now you've got 10 episodes of content you can dole out whenever you
Yeah,
want
and
to.
especially
So
if they're older discs, it's like it doesn't have to be
yeah.
at the time. And like I know like we want to also get a lot of like horror events that we're going to. Like I just bought my ticket. I for the first time ever. I this is kind of I mean like it was a definitely a financial hit, but I do the yearly payment at least. It's I got Julie and I finally got our Universal season passes for Hollywood now that we can
Oh,
actually go
nice.
to a park
Yeah.
that's nearby. And they had a great deal. So it's we splurged a little because I could pay it, since we can do the yearly payment, you put the down payment, then you pay like I think it comes for both of our passes like 57 a month. But what Universal did this year, and I think you could do this up until the end of March, they add 3 months to your pass. So you're basically getting a
Oh, that's good.
15-month pass rather than a 12 month pass. So I did the math, and with the premium between the discounts, the free parking, the special events, and it comes with each of us, we get one Horror Nights ticket, which we were going to buy anyway. I was like,
Right.
we did the math. It took a while. I mean, I think I mean, at best we'll break even unless we go a lot of random times to think. We already know we have three days planned already. So we have half what we need to kind of make the pass worthwhile, not even counting Horror Nights. So I figured that's off to a good start. And one of the things
Yeah.
we got tickets for too is I bought the tickets for the Fan Fest nights. And
Oh, that'll be
yeah, and
fun.
I
Yeah.
want to do a lot of coverage on that, especially because of one of the coolest franchises they're doing is the Scooby-Doo versus Universal Monsters. Now, I wasn't quite sure what that was when they announced it. I thought it was gonna be something like it could have been silly. They could have just had like, yikes, yoinks or whatever, and like the monsters run around. But what you basically do is, I think it's very theatrical. Apparently, you go with the Scooby Gang trying to solve a mystery with the live actors, and they go along with you, and you encounter the Universal monsters. But here's the kicker: on the original sets at Universal that they filmed
Oh,
it on.
that's
Which to
cool.
me, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that's like I've never, there's never been a must go to event. It's that, and we're going with a couple of
Yeah.
friends. We're gonna meet up with. We may do the costumes because you can dress up in costumes. So I'm trying to think
Oh,
on
that's
which
cool.
what I want to do. It's like part of me wants to go as like one of the Universal monsters. I don't want to go. I want to go as the villain. I want to go as like one of the monsters, not Scooby Doo characters. But we'll have to see. We're gonna get together. We may do a big full on group thing. I don't know. But so
That'll be cool.
that I think is gonna be really cool. They, some of the other franchises. There's like a Dungeons and Dragons one, which seems really cool. There's one. They do a Harry Potter one. Um, there's one I never heard of. I don't know what it is, but it's some kind of anime thing. I not familiar with it. But yeah, they're supposedly announcing another one. I don't know what it is. I think they said more to come, but it's kind of like a more of a geeky version of Horror Nights. Like it's more for like for the
Like a pop culture horror
yeah,
nights. Yeah.
exactly. Much shorter thing. There's like only like I think like 12 nights of it, so it's a little bit more of a limited event. But after I saw
It's
last
so
year.
cool though. I like the idea of
Yeah,
it.
no,
See,
it's a great
yeah.
thing to do. It's an added thing. And I found out that I don't know if this is in correlation to them adding another FanFest franchise, but you gotta love when, like, I wish I was one of these people that could find all these leaks, but one guy found a leak and he's been posting it all over that Universal has is doing a talent search for a Dennis Nedry character, a John Hammond, and an Ian Malcolm. So, like, they're probably going to be walking around the park, at least at bare minimum, down by the Jurassic World attraction. And like, if you saw the pictures I posted last year from when we went to Horror Nights, and I ran it, I went to Quint and Sheriff Brody
Yeah.
and all that. That was kind of cool because to have like characters like that walking around at the park this time, it's kind of cool. It's like this that the franchise is so much. I mean, that's obviously the original Jurassic Park characters, not the more Jurassic World ones, but still, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I like the whole idea of it. Do you think that will ever come to the Orlando park?
You know, I've heard it might. That's the rumor, but I also think like they're trying to probably. I mean, I have a feeling they want to keep something special that
Mm.
Hollywood that you can't get to. Like they've already like ruined things. I this is I know it's like first episode of this season. I'm already getting on a soapbox, but to me, I am so disappointed that the replacement for Rip Ride Rocket is the Fast and the Furious coaster, just like that's going into Hollywood. Why would you not take the like? I mean, yes, I know everyone hates that Fast and Furious ride that's there, and I don't know why they are pushing this franchise like it's the best thing in the world. I know people love it. I've never been into it, but I am looking forward to the coaster, of course. But why didn't
Yeah.
you put like everyone wanted Back to the Future, everyone wanted or Ghostbusters or something? Why did you put the same type of ride there? Like I don't get
I
it.
mean, I'm guessing it's like a cost thing, right? They're probably just like, oh, I'll just buy two of these. I know exactly how to put it
Yeah, I mean
together.
it's a little different. It's not the same
But
layout, I should say. The layout looks almost like Fast. It almost honestly looks like Rip Ride Rocket just now with a Fast and the Furious theme, from what I saw. And I don't know if that's
okay.
an official leak. The layout you have to take with a grain of salt that leak out because you don't know
Yeah.
what it is. They get these people there that like they spend all day on like No Limits and they make these things, but yeah, no, I did hear rumors that they want to do something, but I mean, then again, it's like that Universal there has so much already, like, and they have that cool thing on the lake they do that's exclusive to there.
Yeah.
I hope part of me hopes they don't, just for that reason. But part of me hopes they do for your sake. But then again, now I have another thing I could bribe you to get out here with.
Well, yeah, but also the chances of me getting down there while
Right.
that 12-day window is probably pretty
Yeah.
slim,
Yeah, like
anyway.
I think
Like I'm disappointed I can't even go to the Coaster Radio
yeah.
meetup in February because it's like during the school year it's just so hard to do that and take the kids out of school and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean plus
it's just hard to get
yeah, I
down.
mean plus it's like I feel like the something about it like fits better at the Hollywood Park. Like I've gone on this on said that how I feel like even like I kind of like Horror Nights better at this park. Just for the fact that the way it's laid out and it's the original park. This is the park I grew up with and kind of like I like the way it's like it's a little more crammed in with stuff. So it's like it's just there's something a better feel about it.
Well, plus you got the original Hollywood sets and stuff
Yeah.
versus Universal Studios down in Orlando is no longer
Yeah.
right. It's not even no longer a studio at all,
Yeah,
right?
and I mean, and they plus this has the Terror Tram through Halloween Horror Nights, and I think from what the rumor is that they've added an extra house this year too. So instead of the 8 houses in the Terror Tram, I think there's 9 houses in the Terror Tram. And the Terror Tram early
Nice.
rumor is supposed to be Art the Clown, which oh my god, that's gonna be insane. Because I think they've done the Blumhouse ones a couple of years in a row, and that's it's time to switch that up. So
Yeah, I gotta get out there. Like, there's too much to do out there. Way too much to do. Next up is the Long Walk, which I have
oh,
not
you haven't seen
seen
that yet?
yet.
Yeah,
Nope.
well you
I
read
keep waiting to see it with the
Yeah, I mean,
family.
I won't say much about it other than I loved it and I thought the performances were incredible in it because I maybe we'll do that as an actual an episode because I like doing those ones with
Yeah.
Stephen King because I know you're a huge Stephen King reader
Right.
and so it always adds that like I think that bonus like we should even do like maybe like start going back to those like theme things like maybe a month like we'll grab a random month and it'll be like book to screen kind of thing, movies
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, because I definitely want to talk about that more, but I figured that'll be a better discussion once you've seen it, and then you can also kind of give us the difference in the book. I mean, I know the ending is completely different. It's from what Cone told me that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll do a whole episode on that one
yeah,
probably. 'Cause that's definitely one that'd be good discussion. I won't spend a lot of thing on the Stranger Things finale because by the time this episode's dropping,
I know.
the finale's a lot further away than it was when we first originally came up with this rundown.
At
But
least there's no conformity gate.
that's right. There's
People
no
finally
conforming.
dropped that one.
I love the Stranger Things finale. I liked it. I didn't see what all the controversy was. I know there's people that were really down on it. Like Anna, she didn't like it at all. But I don't know. I thought it hit all the sweet spots.
Yeah.
I thought it hit all the emotional high points. I didn't have anything. And now this is coming from somebody that when I first started watching the season, I did not like it at all. Like it took me a good 2 full episodes, possibly 3, before I was on board with this season. Like I did not like it. But it won me over. By the end of the season, it had completely won me over, and I was really satisfied with the conclusion. So, I don't know. That's just me. I liked it. I didn't give it all the fuss
No,
it was
I
about,
loved it too.
honestly.
I thought, I mean, my personal opinion is it ended exactly the way I had hoped. And we've gone through this a million times. When something like this happens, a big finale or a big sequel or something comes out, the fans like go crazy online and they expect this and they want this and when it doesn't happen, it's like they take it as a personal affront that
Yeah,
oh my God, you've ruined the whole franchise. You didn't give me exactly what I expected in my head. I'm like, well, that's your job to you create that. That's what fan fiction's called. You know what? Go right ahead and go rewrite it. It's not going to change what happened.
yeah,
You know, it's like that's why it's like I can't like it's like sometimes it's like the internet was such a blessing for media and such a blight on it because it kills
yeah.
everything between spoilers and complaining and it's like it's just not enough.
Well, I think there's a camp. There's a certain type of, and I'm not going to go into any spoilers for people who haven't seen it, but there's a certain kind of person that likes to have things spelled out for them, and there's a certain kind of person who's okay with drawing their own conclusions, and those two are never going to
Never.
agree. Like because if you leave anything vague, the person that likes things spelled out is going to be upset. And if you spell it out, the person that likes to keep things vague is going to be upset because if you spell out the wrong thing that they didn't want, then they're mad. So it's like you can't please everybody, and I don't know.
Oh, you
I try not to get involved in
You
that.
just gave me a
That
brilliant idea for something. I you know what? Go steal it, somebody, because I don't have the strength to do this. But you know, it kind of like it makes me think of
the
those like
strength.
choose your adventure things, like the books and how they did that. And then they did like Bandersnatch and the Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix.
Yeah,
How great would it be to do what you just said? You have two options. You get to points in the show where do you want the ambiguous route or do you want the in your face, I'm going to tell you kind of exactly what you need to know route?
yeah.
And let you pick at that point and let it branch off that way. How cool would that be? Like if because
There's a sorry, Brad. There's it just reminded me. There's a game coming out, and I can't remember if it's I can't remember what the game is. So I'm sorry, but there's a new game coming out. It's a popular franchise. I can't remember if it's a new Assassin's Creed or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But they took the route where for people like there's certain people who get stressed out when they have to make a dialogue choice in a game because they don't know if it's the quote unquote right choice, even if the game there is no right
right,
or wrong
yeah.
choice. You know, you have that flexibility, that freedom, but there's some people, a certain amount of players that just don't like that freedom. They want to just be told what to do. They made to this game, the developer already said the game is going to come with an option you can flip on where it makes the choices for you so you don't have to stress out about it.
That's so
It
crazy
just
how
makes the dialogue choice
is
for
that
you.
really where we've become though? Where it's like they're just like
I know, but I was like, I mean, I don't mind it because it's an
yeah.
option. I was like, if you, so I'm not going to turn that on, but somebody could if they wanted to. But it's just, I was just thinking, like, is that really such a problem that people are that stressed out about? But I think like younger generation maybe is because
Maybe.
they've had so many choices they can't decide on
Yeah,
things.
I mean, it
I know
could
Anna
be.
has that problem
You're
sometimes.
right. That could be. I mean, not. I mean, that's like a whole nother. We could go on a whole episode on just that kind of stuff. But you're right, though. It's like to me, it's like I know I'll get stressed out with like where if I see two doors in a game and I'm not sure which way to go, and I'm like, if it's one of those ones where you can automatically save, I'll save it and then just pick
Yeah,
my favorite one and go there. But like the dialogue ones never stress me out unless it's like one of those games where it's so obvious the dialogue matters. Like if you're and I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know I've played some like there's like where they're like It's like you have to
Well,
kind
there
of,
are some where you could go like a good or evil path, and if you choose these dialogue options, you're more
yeah,
evil. But if you go this way, you're more good. Those are a little bit stressful, I guess, because you're like, I want to pick the right one because I want to stay good.
yeah. But I mean,
But I don't know. The older I get, the more I don't worry
but
about that stuff
how
anymore. I
obvious? I
just
mean, I can't imagine it being that like it's like, oh, go suck it versus like, oh, let me help you. I mean, if it's like those two choices, you can't figure out what's good and evil, then that's like your problem. You
uh,
have like an inner conflict that is not going to be resolved or change
yeah.
or enhanced by this game in any way. But yeah,
But if the game developers are any good, any option
yeah,
you choose should be viable. Like they should not lock you into, they should not give you a choice that is a bad choice. There
yeah,
should never be a wrong
right.
choice, or else the game is just garbage to begin with. So I don't know. But yeah, it just made me think of that.
But I like
So
that.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
we'll have to do like maybe I hope someone steals my idea and just does it that way then just to see because
yeah.
almost as an experiment more than anything just to see like because then you could watch it both and say because who knows maybe you'll learn something about yourself maybe you're like oh my God maybe publicly I was saying I was one of those ambiguous person but now I kind of like that they told me everything kind of like but
I don't know.
it'd be an interesting thing I don't know someone out there has got to listen to the show that has creative abilities can make that for us
Yeah.
but I guess so we'll
Um,
move on from Stranger Things. We both liked it. That's a good thing. Now let's go to a couple things we both want to promote that we both just recently saw.
yeah.
So I don't.
First up is our good friend of the show and good friend in real life, Emily Sweet, has got a new music video out
Yes.
for the song "Swallow," which is super
Yeah.
cool. I will have to say, like, this came out of nowhere, kinda, and I was so blown away by the. I am a big fan of '80s new wave, and especially what they refer to now as dark wave, where you have sort of a bit of a goth vibe
Yeah.
to it. And this is like totally dark wave. This is so like the video and the music and everything like matches up to that aesthetic, and I really really love
Yeah. It's
that.
got this like really cool
So,
like haunting melody to it, and the visuals just match it so well. And it's like I mean like we already I mean we already thought and would say how talented Emily is, and now that she like all of a sudden now we realize she has like this amazing singing voice and can like just like, branch out into other genres in the world of
yeah,
entertainment. She's like she's
it was
unstoppable.
super
This will
cool.
be the year of Emily. This will be the year of Emily in
Yeah,
2026. We're predicting it now on Civil Gore. It's not a GHOSTRADAMUS, but it's like it's our own combo
yeah,
prediction. But yeah, that'll be great.
yeah,
So yeah, check that out. You can check out it's Emily Sweet on Instagram, and you'll see she'll have a link to it on YouTube. But if you just search Emily Sweet Swallow on YouTube, it'll come up. Really cool video and great song. So another thing, another friends of the show we want to bring up is the Adams Family has a new film that not of course Morticia and Gomez. It's our good friends the Adams Family that does the great Hellbender and they just did Where the Devil Roams, and now they have a new one called Mother of Flies. So this is, of course, John Adams, Toby Poser, Lulu Adams, and Zelda Adams, one of the coolest families you will ever in
yes,
existence. I mean, think about this. They're a family that is incredibly artistic, talented in every facet, and then all together
musical.
make horror movies.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible. And this one was another one that they like Tim, you said it perfectly today. You love they do that like what'd you call it? The witchy
Witchy
folk
folk
horror.
horror
Yes,
is
they
what they
did.
really excel
Yeah,
at.
they
Yeah,
just do it, and they filmed it like on location, like by their own home, and it's so minimal. Like the best thing about it's funny if you look at the credits, literally how their names appear like 500 times because they do the
yeah,
majority of it all. Like they all write it together. They perform the music together. They do the cinematography together. It's and they all take turns, kind of directing pieces, and they all are in it, and it's just this one was great because this one's it's got a big plot. I don't want to go into it too much because I want to have make a because it just came out on Shutter a couple
yeah.
days ago from when we're recording this. So I want everyone to discover it on their own. Just like they find a way with like this almost like I know because we've had them on the show. They tell us that it's a minimalistic approach, but it never feels that way. I mean, it looks as good as any big budget horror film out there.
And they really upped the effects
Yeah.
this in this film. I thought like they really did upped the ante in terms of special effects
Yeah, and
for this one. But yeah, it was
yeah,
really
and
good.
this one is just it has some cool like metaphors in it that and just like some really cool gore in it that they managed to pull. I'm like amazed by them every time. They never cease to amaze me on how they come up with these films, and they're so good. And of course, there's a couple of good Hellbender songs in there, because that's the band between with
Yeah.
Toby and Zelda that they do, and yeah, it's just there's just like I don't I like I they could put out a movie a year and I would be that one of the happiest people. Just I look so forward to when they have a new release. So this one this one went right to Shutter really fast, which is great. So everyone could see it. If you have Shutter, of course. My new Shutter hat. See, we're still. I swear to God, they're still not paying us. We're just huge fans, and I'm
No,
just repping the merch that I purchased.
they are
They did
not
not
paying
send
us
this
a
to me.
dime.
I purchased this. Um, but by the way, this is a cool hat, by the way, that you can't see, but it's cool. It's just a regular Shutter logo on the front, but on the back it's got 10 slashes for the 10 years anniversary. So
Yeah,
congratulations,
it's
Shutter,
super
on 10
cool.
years because and 10 years of us too. It's so funny how they've been like such
Oh, I remember beta testing
yeah.
Shutter when it first came out before it was even like
Yeah, and
available.
look how much
That's how
it's like
old I
been
am.
part of our podcast this whole 10 years, and it's like still like it's one
Yeah.
service that I will never get rid of, just like Full Moon. They're always going to stay with me. Um, so let's see. So we talked about the new recording service already. The other thing is our brand new logo that everyone loves. It had an issue. We had a slight issue. I know I promised it in the store last year, but we didn't notice that there was how it was not going to show up on a black shirt. And I mean, Mackenzie, who made the logo for us, did an incredible job. This is my fault. I didn't know that it was going to show up that way, so I called in the fixer briefly to just tweak the logo, so now it shows up great on the black shirt. So we're just finalizing stuff. So hopefully within a few weeks, you'll be able to order the new logo of Civil Gore. A lot of cool stuff. We're gonna have hats now. There's a couple of new things, and I'm also toying with like using another service that for stuff that Threadless doesn't offer. Like I happened to stumble upon a really cool company that will make you a custom hockey jersey, and I'm like,
Oh,
I want
that's
to be like
cool.
Kevin Smith, walking around with like my own stuff on me in a hockey jersey format.
Yeah, that would be
So
cool.
I may look at that, but we're gonna have a couple of there's now jackets this year. It's a lot. Threadless added some great stuff, and what I figure I'm gonna do is once we get that up, we're gonna keep. I think I'm gonna keep the original logo up there for like a limited time. If anyone wants one last chance to get the old logo, for I don't know, for nostalgia's sake, I don't know why. I mean, it was a great logo. It did as well, but definitely outgrew it big time between
Yeah.
society and just everything. It's a
Yeah.
logo that's great but it's seen its day. And we're also want to put up. I don't know if we even ever discussed this on there, but our good friend Steve Cohn, who man on the street,
Hmm.
who actually we need to get some good reports from him for something soon. I don't know. He said he might be going to Monster Mania. He told me. So if he goes to there,
Oh, that
we'll
would
get
be
a good
great.
report from
Yeah.
him there. Um, his daughter made this incredible logo for us for our summer vacation, which we just due to time and everything, we never got to use, and and that's gonna make some great merch. So we're gonna put that up as well. But that's gonna be another one of these things. I don't think it'll be up there for the forever. I think we'll make it a nice limited edition kind of thing that you can get. Because
Yeah,
what
that'd
she
be
did
cool.
is a great. She is like one of the most like honestly, we need to get her on the podcast with Steve one of these times because she is one of the most talented. Like as young as she is, some of between her stories she comes up with, like you were going to hear her name out there, like in the world of horror at some point. Either she's gonna be like one of these ones that you're gonna hear that makes all these great horror posters, or is like writing these incredible horror stories because she's incredibly talented and has a great eye for horror. So we'll definitely put that up as well. So I think I guess that's it for me. And then you have one that a movie that I saw, but we never really talked about it. But this is one that we might want to do in a series like of remakes
Yeah.
versus original kind of thing. But
Yeah, I won't spend a whole lot of time on it. I just saw the new Toxic Avenger, of course, with Peter Dinklage, and I really loved it. You know, I didn't know what to expect out of this one because obviously trauma films like the originals are like very politically incorrect and they're always pushing the edge, and this is more of kind of a mainstream big budget. And I do think, yes, I do think they did kind of polish away some of that roughness that gives the trauma films their charm. But overall, I really liked their take on it. I thought it was kind of cool how they managed to get that kind of trauma charm in within the boundaries of like a mainstream
Yeah.
theatrical film. So that was kind of cool, and Peter Dinklage was phenomenal in it. Um, all the performances were great, and the kills were just insane, which is great. They were great gore and everything. So I'm looking forward to what's next with this franchise, as will come up in our next feature, which is a great segue into our Ghostradamus. If you guys don't know, Ghostradamus is our take on the Nostradamus, soothsayer of many centuries ago, who we blatantly stole this feature from Coaster Radio. They do a feature called Ghostradamus, in which people will write in and predict what's going to happen for the coming year in the theme park industry. So we stole that idea where we predict what we think will happen in the horror industry. And the first thing we do every year when we do this is we go back and look at what we predicted in 2020, the previous year, in this case 2025, and see if they came true. And I think, Brian, we were not great.
No, we did.
I was 50-50.
Yeah, I was 25%, which is usually, but I think my best ever was this. So I don't think I ever get past 25%.
And this is with us like picking fairly safe bets, and we still
I think I went
up.
safer
Anyway.
this year, kind of, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I guess
see.
I guess we'll do the old ones first to see how we did, and we'll alternate, I guess.
Yeah.
So the first one is like I feel like I get burned no matter what I pick, whatever side I pick on Friday. It's like sports. Whatever team I want loses. Well, with this series of Crystal Lake, I just never seem to get it right. But this was my quatrain. It says, "The show has sure had a ride. It's coming, but no one knows when. The long-awaited Crystal Lake TV show will be delayed from release once again." Now, I gave myself a no because technically now it has a December slot. It does not have a specific date as far as I know, just in December. So, I mean, I guess this one's weird because this could be one of those ones where we could look back and then have to, like, posthumously, for lack of a better word, give me this one. Because what if it gets delayed?
Was it delayed from?
But what if it gets delayed?
It doesn't matter about this year though. This was for 2025.
Oh, that's right. So I guess it never got delayed because it really wasn't scheduled. So I think that's probably gonna stay a no. Yeah.
It wasn't really delayed because it was never scheduled. So.
Obi must have heard something that brought his attention because he came over and now sat by my side. So, so now here's yours.
So mine was, it placed a grin upon our face, a superior sequel meant to be. Thus 2025 is just the place for the announcement of Smile 3. So I actually got this one. Yes. They did announce Smile 3. Although this was probably a safe bet because we knew, when I wrote this, I knew how big Smile 2 was probably going to be. So, yeah.
And there's also another, as we'll get to in our preview, there's another Smile project, which I don't know if you're aware about. You're aware of.
Yeah.
That's coming out too. So that's that'll be kind of cool too for Smile fans. It could be a really good year for the next 2 years for Smile fans. It looks like.
Yeah, definitely.
This one I can't believe I got wrong. Honestly, like only I could literally guess on a thing that comes out yearly. And yet, this is the year they skip. But that it's a series that has cult fandom. Will return when the sun surely will shine. So by the summer of this upcoming year, we'll get Blackwell Ghost number 9. And this is like, I don't know. I assume we're going to get one. Because 8 ended with a typical cliffhanger, as they all kind of do. I think we'll get it. I don't know what the delay is on it. Could be a million things. I mean, it's one dude really doing all this.
Yeah, that's one guy.
I mean, maybe he took a nice vacation, or maybe, God forbid, something happened. I don't know, but he sticks so meta into this whole thing. Like, you can't find anything about the guy. Like, he's like, every time you search him, he comes up linked to this Blackwell Ghost as if it's a real thing. This is like the most brilliant long game franchise, whatever, hijack, whatever you want to call it. But this dude has like erased his real life off and has become this franchise. It's kind of incredible. I just wish they weren't so hard to get because I'd love a box set of them all, or a way to. I mean, I guess on Amazon I think you can buy them all, but they vary in price and availability. Like sometimes they're not for sale, sometimes they are for sale. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, It was, yeah, this franchise gets expensive real
Yeah.
quick, even if you just rent them all. I mean, there's 9 of them. I mean,
I think the first one is available
still not,
everywhere and it's for free, but like
yeah,
it's like ones from 2 to
but the
8,
one,
it's like it varies in price from like $5 to $10.
yeah, yeah. But they're great
Yes.
though if you get a chance to watch them. My second one from last year was with Universal monsters back in vogue. The creature from the Black Lagoon will find his home in Hollywood. His film will greenlight very soon. So I gave myself a no on this one. I know we've had multiple rumors of creature projects, but we always have rumors of
Yeah.
creature projects. So we never got anything definitive. And when I say green light, I think you have to have like a definitive announcement, and we did not get
Yeah,
that in
like okay,
2025.
this is filming starts next week or something or next year.
Yeah,
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 like
that did
that's
not
yeah,
happen.
that like I think like that's one of those ones where like I mean like there is an argument to give you a yes on it, but like we're our toughest critics. So I mean
Yeah.
so like the next one I like Tim wanted to give a no, but I changed it and we'll explain why. But so my third one is, and this is the one I got right, which was the most obvious, easy one ever. But it was, while rumors have always been swirling, and hopefully now art will taunt, as the Killer Clown's massive success will lead to a Halloween haunt. And of course, that is Universal Halloween Horror Nights. Well, it didn't have to be, technically. It actually didn't have to be, but everyone expected. It's always those kind of franchises go to Universal, and they did it, and it was incredible. And I think there's going to be a yearly thing for a while. They're going to kind of like Chucky, how they move him around, like the rumor I mentioned earlier that he might be the Terror Tram subject. But he had two houses, of course, one in each coast. Um, and it was a phenomenal house. Totally went like back to the roots of Universal and like just up the gore. And this was definitely not a family friendly house. Like every scene you can remember from the franchise to this date is represented well, and you know, and it was great because they had art running around outside the house as well as like in parts of the park. He would just appear. It was really cool. They really embraced it. And so I mean that was a pretty safe one after because the rumors were like flying after Terrifier 3. So
Yeah. Yeah. So this is one that I had given myself a no, and Brian convinced me to turn it into a yes. So it was I see as Earth aligns with Mars, a vision of a mystic sort, a conjoining of two horror stars on a project of great import. So I could not come up with anything for this of like two big horror names in horror that were coming together on a project. I couldn't think of anything. And then Brian mentioned the new Carrie project between Mike Flanagan and Stephen King, and I grudgingly have to admit I think that fits the
because I
criteria.
think you were thinking we always think movie first. I think we kind of tend to forget
Yeah,
and I don't know how we have every streaming service known to man between the two of us, but
yeah,
and it was like wasn't until I was doing the preview and I'm like wait a minute, Tim, you know, it's like you're forgetting our good old Mike Flanagan here. He's joining with Stephen King. I mean, I think that Mike Flanagan has earned horror like
yeah. He's a
star
horror
now.
star, I
I
would
mean,
say,
anyone
arguably.
in
Yeah,
horror who doesn't know Mike Flanagan has not been paying attention, you know. So I think that so yeah, so
yeah,
we Tim originally who wrote no, but I convinced him as a yes. See that's why we're good. We're hard on each other, but we're also like supportive when like you might need
yeah.
you know, hey, you know what? You should give yourself credit for this one. You hit it. It's just not the way we all thought.
Now it was very vague. It was a vague prediction, so you could fit just about anything in there. But that's what these are
Yeah.
supposed to be. That's the whole spirit of
Yes.
Nostradamus.
I mean,
Is
if you ever
you
reel
make
one of
vague
his, like it's
predictions.
been translated 700
Yeah,
ways. I mean, if you listen to him now, the end of the
yeah,
world should have happened 75 times already based on the
yeah.
way people
That's
interpret his
right.
things. Um, so my final quatrain from last year is, and this is the one I thought I would get, and I'm surprised I didn't get this, but it says, while the Chucky show gave us 3 seasons, the cancellation surely still burns, but have faith in Don Mancini as he'll make sure his doll will return. And I know this is going to be right eventually. This will come out. Like he's mentioned it. I just thought it'd be sooner by now. Like I thought he'd already have like season 4 kind of in the works and he just transfer to another streaming service or he
Yeah, or a new
something.
movie,
Like I thought he
something.
just easily
Yeah.
just plopped this right back into all of our viewing schedules, but he didn't yet. So maybe he's retooling. So
So my last quatrain from last year was the king upon his dark tower and his prince with the golden grail will come together as a team to reimagine a classic tale. So this prediction specifically was about Stephen King and Joe Hill and for them coming together as a team to reimagine something like some story. And I had to give myself a no on this one, and it was specifically about the Dark Tower. I should say, the King of Pundit's Dark Tower. I thought we'd have something more concrete about the Dark Tower. I gave myself a no because we still don't have a definitive like date or anything. But Mike Flanagan has said this is in the works. Like he has reiterated like this is happening, but I didn't feel like there was enough information yet for us to say yes.
You need to
happening,
call him up and just say like, "Come on, Flanagan." I mean, you got
Flanagan.
me one. You couldn't have got me two yet. Come on. Like
speed it up, Flanagan.
I mean, you know what? It's like we just praised you and we gave you all
in the game.
This platform. I mean, you owe Tim again. You know, I mean, with that one, he put you onto everyone's radar.
Which we'll see.
Yeah.
I kind of cheated with my 2026 prediction and kind of repeated this one in a different format, but we'll get to that here in a second.
It's okay though, because how many times did I do that Crystal Lake one to like maybe give it up? Yeah. I don't.
Sometimes you have to just like keep going until you get it.
Yeah.
All right, so here it is. Without further ado, our 2026 predictions.
Oh, Tim made a new sound effect.
Yeah. I'm too lazy to put that in post. I'll just do it in real life.
It's okay. So, all right, here's my first one, and as just mentioned,
it says, with the demand at full force, the Lake of Crystal is near. An announcement is made, a new Friday film for next year.
So, being this 2026, in the spirit of it, technically they have to announce it this year to come out next year. And I don't think at this point, even if they announced it, there's no way they would get a movie out this year that fast. Unless they were punking us all and had it already, like, surprisingly, like while Crystal Lake is filming, they've secretly been filming a new Friday the 13th movie. I don't think that's the case. That would have leaked out by now. But, so just explain it. To be specific, they have to announce it this year to come out in 2027. So I got time for them to do that.
You have time. I think it's going to happen eventually. That's another one that will happen eventually. Yeah, that franchise is not going away. And now that some of the rights stuff has been straightened out, so my first one, this one's funny because I also predicted this for GHOSTRADAMUS for Coaster Radio. I used the same prediction. Different quatrain, but I used the same prediction.
Universal shall announce a new expansion coming soon. Epic Universe will get a bounce from a ride based on the Black Lagoon.
I'm determined they're going to put in a Black Lagoon ride at Epic Universe. Now, they have cleared expansion space already, so we know something's coming in. We don't know exactly what yet. And there's been a Lagoon ride rumored even before Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Or Epic. So this is not like going way out on a limb, but this is like more of a I hope it happens kind of thing. So I'm predicting it in two places.
Yeah,
on two different podcasts.
You better get this one right, or you're gonna just that you'll have to give this one up. But and here's the thing too. It's like your design for it, which somehow we have to like link to that episode one day where people can go listen to your prediction on where you won it the ride on Coaster Radio's contest. But I was thinking about this, I know people will tend to companies like Disney did it when they opened up Radiator Springs area in Disneyland. They brought back those flying saucer things and made it like Luigi's flying tires. And there was a reason why people didn't make that ride after the failure of the first one, because it's mechanically a nightmare. So now I know that in Japan, I think the Jaws ride functions really well in that format, in the boat format, but it is a very expensive proposition. And I mean, if you ever read there's a great book on the history of the Jaws ride that you can pick up. And if you hear all the trouble that went through in both versions of it, only to be torn down to make the Harry Potter section, would Universal gamble again on that ride system? So what I thought is, like, even if they don't do that ride system, they could still make an amazing creature ride, because they could take that technology and that, like, Poseidon's Adventure. Like, remember that ride, that walkthrough?
The walkthrough,
how cool it was. I mean, they had a cool swirling water function. They had this amazing giant sets you walk through with live act. Like, why couldn't you do a creature like that, where you can walk by a lagoon and the creature could come out, and they could simulate you being underwater by walking through? Like, there's ways to do it with all these things. Please don't do it by screens constantly, Universal.
No,
not
not
screens.
screens.
Like you
Yeah.
have the space back there. Make like a cool like thing like that kind of style. Like I have a feeling though, because I've heard rumors that Zelda might go where the old section was at Universal and Islands Adventure. So I'm wondering if they're just like, would they put two rides with that same technology there too? I mean, they've done it before. I mean, the Transformers is the same as
Yeah.
Spider-Man kind of thing.
Well, I think if they do it, if they do a boat ride, it'll use the rockin' boat system that
Oh,
just
right.
came
That
out.
is a whole new system. So yeah, they could do it that way. Like I don't think
Yeah.
it would be the glass
And
bottom boat, which was way better. Your
no,
idea,
it's not going to be a
because that
glass
would be
bottom
cool.
boat. But yeah, so they came out with a new. If you guys don't keep up with the theme park stuff, they came out with a new thing called Rockin' Boat, and it's basically a roller coaster boat hybrid. So the boat is on a track, but it can also like move. It'd be programmed to move in different ways. So I think that might be more reliable than like what the Jaws ride was using. So maybe they could use something like that since it's a new technology. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do need to link to the real design. So the real design contest that we're talking about was you had to design a ride, Coaster Radio contest, where you had to design a ride based on a IP, and I designed and won the contest with the Creature from the Black Lagoon ride. And in this ride, my version was sort of like a Jungle Cruise boat, but imagine with a glass bottom, so you could actually see the creature swimming up from the bottom, and there was all kinds of effects and stuff. I had it all mapped out. But one of the criticisms of the ride, even though I won, one of the criticisms a lot of the theme park insiders who judged it gave me was, hey, this is A, going to be super expensive, and B, it's going to be a mechanical nightmare.
You know,
To
you know what?
maintain.
Another way to do it is you take that rockin' boat coaster hybrid thing, and then do you remember before they took it away at King's Dominion when they had the Anaconda roller coaster where like at one point it went in the water like an underwater tunnel? If you made that where the coaster goes under the lake, like you go in there and they can make it so it looks like you're actually going under right down through the lake and go under there, and then have like some cool glass like enclosed with water around you, like kind of similar how they do the Jurassic World effect and where they actually simulate the screen cracking so and like spill water at you. What if you did that, like you went down into like which underneath the lake they're building is hides like a giant like dark ride thing similar to like how they do with the the subs at Disneyland, like kind of do
Yeah,
like
that
a
would be
combo
cool,
like
too.
that where you can kind of, granted, this is still expensive. It's not our money, so what do we care? But you can kind of do it like that, so you kind of get the both elements of it, and you can have like the creature. Like I know I said no screens, but maybe in just that case, this creature could come up and like slam the glass, and it looks like it's the side of your boat or something. I don't know how they'll do it, but like, there's that's not for me to design. I don't get paid enough from Universal. In fact, I pay them. I don't get anything out of this. I'm just more like Tim and I we love the franchise, so we'd love to see it. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's for another show
Yeah.
altogether. That could be a whole nother segment.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I would love to do a contest like that ourselves, like a horror like version of the real design contest. That'd be,
That would be cool.
yeah, I don't think we have the audience yet, as close to radio does for that. But anyway, let's get on to Quatrain 2 for me. Here's another one I think is very, very safe, especially by all the rumors.
Yeah, this
They've
one's
almost
safe,
confirmed it without confirming it.
So, while Stranger Things has come to a close, we will see the Hawkins crew again. For this year at the U.S. Universals, we'll see houses for this year's HHNs.
Of course, I think it's being the Stranger Things 5, they're promoting the new spin-offs. Of course, Universal now has to take advantage of this and bring back one of their amazing Stranger Thing houses. Maybe do it for seasons 4 and 5 combo, or just at least season 5. And I think that they do such a good job on those type of houses that it's not like it's much less scarier than just you're in awe how well everything looks.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet. My number 2, like I mentioned before, is a repeat of my one from last year. Somewhat, it's a little more vague, so I could hopefully have a better chance of getting it. The
King family, as we know, is second to almost none. 2026 sees a surprise collab between the father and the son.
Flanagan.
So again, this is another, Stephen King, Joe Hill collab. I'm predicting. I would love to see them do a Maximum Overdrive remake, and I know Joe Hill has talked about it. He has talked about it, and he's had ideas for what that would look like, because you bring that up into modern times with all the AI stuff now. Like, you could easily do it.
Honestly, we're almost there anyway.
I feel like we're almost there. So I would love to see a Maximum. I still love that movie as bad a movie as it is, I still
Oh,
absolutely love it. And
well, and plus all the hometown link it has to you. I mean,
the Hometown League was filmed here. Yeah, I mean, I watched the film part of it. Like, it was, yeah, it's just a special thing with me. And for anybody to say they would want a remake of that, like, I mean, that movie, like, I love that movie. Like, most people would say, well, you wouldn't want a remake, right? Because you love it. You love the original. No, I would love to see a remake. I'd love to see what they do with it. Because I'm not under the impression that that's a good movie. It's not a good movie.
it's a guilty pleasure if there ever was one, though.
It's a guilty pleasure. Yeah, I mean, it is a guilty pleasure. I am totally 100% fine on board with the idea that probably needs to be remade.
Yeah.
But it's one of the few properties that, we've seen remakes of. Now we've seen remakes of Pet Sematary. We've seen remakes of Carrie.
Didn't we see something
times.
with Cujo the other day, possibly?
Yeah, there's a possible Cujo remake coming up. We haven't seen remake of The Shining, although except for the miniseries. I'm talking about the modern era of King remakes. We've seen it. We've seen Firestarter. So we've seen all these things, but Maximum Overdrive has never been touched since 1980s when it came out. It's never been touched. I would love to see it revisited.
Yeah, no, I would be all on board for that because like, I mean, like I have a feeling you have to. I think though your expectations for it would have to be like, okay, it's not going to have the cheesy charm as the original. I don't think so. There's just, but I'd still love to see what they do with it. Basically, it's more of like a morbid curiosity. Like, I'd love to see how they do it, but,
Now, what I wouldn't want to see, I would not want to see them do, like, a cheap mini-series or something where it's, like, I want to see them, like, do something bold, like what Joe Hill was talking about, like, where you bring AI into it and it's completely different. Like, it's just completely just insane and, like, make the kills super gruesome and crazy and, like, bring it up to modern standards. I think it could be cool.
And also I would be fine. Like I know some people have, it's an argument people have, like, oh, I hate when people do fan service, and and I think fan service, I'm kind of in the middle. I like fan service when it's like, for certain properties it fits well, some it doesn't. This one, I think a great fan service would be to somehow have the two leads, Emilio Estevez, and I can't believe I forgot the actress's name off the top of my head right now. I got her the autograph too for Kevin, but like how great would it be as like their kids or something, like, or in it, and like at the last minute, like I wouldn't mind that kind of fan service for something like that, because that's a way to kind of bring it back to the cheesiness of the 80s without shoving it in your face.
Well, plus I think you would need that tie. The actress was Laura Harrington.
I was going to say Emily Harrington for some reason. That's Emily Harrington.
But
I think is someone, but
I think you would need that tie, because I think to do a remake, you'd have to make it so different to bring it up into modern times that you'd almost need some kind of connecting thread back to the original that made sense. And then somehow you got to bring the Goblin Head back somehow.
But yeah, that would be that. Yeah, that would be cool. You could kind of bring them in that way, I think. And maybe like, who knows? Like maybe they're like building something over the site of the old truck stop kind of thing. Something like tie it into the original in a cool way, like.
Yeah,
but
that would be cool.
Okay, so my Quatrain 3, this is the one I think, like, I don't know, this is hit or miss, I think, but it's...
Friday was incredible fun. TCM kind of left us dismayed. The Halloween game looks incredible, but sadly it will be delayed.
And so that's, of course, the Ilphonics Halloween game, which they're trucking along, on it. But they do have, I know they have an estimated time it's supposed to come out somewhere in the fall. Like I think they want it out by Halloween. I heard September. But I remember even the Friday the 13th one got delayed a couple times, so I would not be shocked at all if this one got delayed a little, like further.
Yeah, I don't think this one's that far fetched, especially with all the problems the video game industry is having right now with a lot of layoffs and things. So my Quatrain 3 is I don't know, maybe a safe bet because it's kind of hinted at the end of the first film. But
Troma films are among the best for gross-out humor through and through. 2026, we're pleased to hear that Dinklage returns for Toxie 2.
Yes.
So this is my prediction for an announcement of Toxic Avenger 2. Now, I know at the end of Toxic Avenger 1, they do hint that he will return, so this is not like a big stretch, but it has to be announced in 2026.
Yeah, well, I saw him, it said Toxie will return in Avengers Doomsday, so... I don't know if that's if that's accurate or not, but He'll be back in
I
some
would pay
form.
good money to see that. Yeah,
That's like that memes. I can't get enough of those. Those are funny.
I know. I love it.
So here's my quatrain 4. So it says,
For successful horror franchises, Scream is one of the best. While Ned and Courtney returns, Scream 7 just won't pass the test.
so what I mean by that is I think you're it's gonna make a decent amount of money, but I think the consensus will fall short of expectations. Like I think people are expecting too many things. It's gonna be one of these things where they already have it in their head how it's gonna go, and it's not gonna go that way because it never does with Scream. And I think that's where people are gonna get upset. So I think overall, it's hard to count. Like, when I say like do well, to just for in the horror genre, you can't just say do it by money because they tend to not have the same amount of screens as a regular. So it's not fair to judge it by a finance thing. You have to judge it by, and this may be a discussion we're gonna have when we decide if I got it right or not, because it can't just be us not liking it. It has to be the general consensus.
Well, I think the general consensus of Scream 6 was people pretty much liked it. Like,
Right.
everybody,
Yeah.
like, it was refreshing. It was surprising. They liked it. Actually, I think it kind of exceeded my expectations.
Too, yeah.
So I think you'll kind of get a vibe with us having our pulse or finger on the pulse of the horror community. I think we should know. I think we should know whether Scream 7, met expectations, exceeded, or under-delivered. I think we're going to know that.
So mine, honestly, and this could be a controversial take on it, but mine are low for it, honestly.
No,
Yeah.
I did not care for the trailer. I'm going to
Yeah.
be quite honest. The trailer did not excite me at all.
Yeah, I mean, I know everyone. This is probably like sacrilegious, but like, I have nothing against Neve Campbell. I like that they started to move on from that story, but then to bring her back now again, and it's like I'm like, it's like why you were moving the story.
Plus, I don't think the Matthew Lillard reveal is going to be what.
No, it's definitely not going to be, and that's what's going to be like. That's why I kind of picked that, because I think everyone has a sense that he's alive and he's going to come back, and I don't think he is. I think it's going to be like the vibe looks like it's some kind of fake generated AI thing that the killer is using, and I mean it's what the early rumors are saying, and the leaks are kind of showing that. When I mean leaks, I mean by like normal screenshots, like intentional leaks, not like I'm not reading those kind of leaks.
Spoiler leaks,
just like kind of ones that are official. They kind of just gets that vibe about it, Especially
I'm
you
totally
see the
on board.
cast. It's like they have David Arquette coming back. We know he died. Like all these people, you can't bring them all back. They all died. People have to, it's not like the Star Wars universe where they're gonna come back as a Force ghost. It's like you're not gonna see Matthew Lillard.
Well, kinda.
Yeah.
Didn't Skeet Ulrich come back as a Force ghost?
But he wasn't holographic. He wasn't like blue. Okay, you're right. Maybe he came back as a Force ghost. But yeah, I can't imagine like all of a sudden you're gonna get Matthew Lillard in a robe, like telling the new Ghostface what to do. You're not getting that. But
yeah, I don't know. Okay, my last one here is 90s nostalgia. This is my long shot, kinda.
90s nostalgia is hitting hard and classic slashers can't be beat. We will see a new project arise that sees a return to Elm Street.
I feel like Freddy can't stay away. If Jason's starting to slowly resurrect, I feel like Freddy's not.
Yeah,
far
because
behind.
remember that was the whole plot of Freddy vs. Jason. He didn't like that. Jason was taking his shtick. So yeah.
So
and they kind of already teased something this week. I saw a rumor, something about how there's like now early like reports of like a new. It's like about to be like announced kind of thing. So you could be right. You could get this could be your fastest.
I wrote that before this.
No, you did.
Yeah, I wrote that.
We have to explain. This was done like 3 weeks ago. And we just finally got to record like now.
Yeah.
So this is not Tim just going on a whim now. All of a sudden, kind of like saying this. No, this was just I saw this like 2 days ago, and Tim did this like 3 weeks ago. So
yeah. All right, so let's get into our 2026 horror preview. So the way we did this year is we formatted it a little bit differently. We are going to run down our top 10 movies. We're just going to start at the honorable mention level. And Brian and I did basically have completely different lists and different rankings. And these are not obviously these are not like set in stone or anything. It's just my hot take of what I'm most excited for. it's not based on like what I think will be the most successful or the most critically acclaimed. It's what I personally am excited the most for 2026 in terms of movies. So we're going to kick things off with the honorable mention, and Brian, I'll let you start things off with yours, which is maybe could be a surprise pick that you ranked this so low. But
Yeah,
we'll
just
see.
because I don't know where this is gonna go. And that's Evil Dead Burn. While I love all the Evil Dead movies, I love the two. I love the remake. I love the other one that came out. I like, I still need to see more like the full series of Ash vs. Evil Dead. But like, I feel like, like where is this going at this point? Like they don't seem to they ever seem to advance each other in any way. They're just kind of like Evil Dead films. And don't get me wrong, it's great, but I think I'm like at this point where I want to see like if a movie franchise is going to release a new entry, I want to see it either go to a place where I don't expect or something. And I don't really know much about what this one's about either, so I don't really know much either, which is kind of making me like question how good is it going to be.
I kind of see what you're coming from. Like there doesn't seem to be, with what we've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be like any through line.
Yeah.
Other than it's Evil Dead on the title. Like there doesn't seem to be like there's no like core main characters that are going from film to film. Like so it's kind of hard to pin this one down. I did not have this one on my list at all, if that tells you anything. So yeah, I can't argue with this one. I think some people might be surprised because the Evil Dead franchise is so like beloved, but I don't fault you for that one, and it made it to your honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, because I can't like not mention it somehow because it's still a major franchise. So,
well, kind of speaking of the Evil Dead family, I put Send Help, which comes out. Actually, it may be out by the time you're listening to this.
Poe was already telling me
January
today he's going to see it.
Yeah, and I put this one on as my honorable mention only because I only ranked it this low because I don't know hardly anything about it, and I've intentionally not looked up anything about it. But I have seen a little bit of the trailer, and of course Sam Raimi's involved, so of course that's an automatic interest right there. So yeah, this was an honorable mention, but I honestly don't hardly know anything about it. I've heard Castaway vibes maybe, but yeah, you'll talk about that one later on Brian's
There's a killer
list.
volleyball. That would be cool. Yeah. So my number 10. I'm gonna start with number 10. It's funny now that I see your number 10. Like I didn't put this on my list, and I should have because I love that poster, but I don't know how the movie's gonna be. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So my number 10 is Return to Silent Hill. And like if you know anything about the Silent Hill games, there was this very signature aesthetic to that. Like it's a lot of fog, a lot of dark, a lot of like creepy things coming. And it's like I feel like previous movies didn't capture that in the way I had hoped. This one, from a little bit I've seen so far, it like looks good, and this is out already now, so I didn't get a chance to go see it yet. But this one I'm hoping it captures the game vibe the way I want. Like video game movies are tough.
Yeah.
Horror video game movies are even tougher. Like if you see the Resident Evil series, like it went from like the first one was kind of close to the game a little bit, and then it went off. And now I just saw that
It's completely off.
yeah, and I saw Mila might be coming back for another reboot series, which I heard. And it's like oh, sorry, go. Yeah.
That franchise is me and Olivia's guilty pleasure.
No.
Olivia loves.
Yeah, don't get me
Resident Evil
wrong.
franchise.
I like the franchise. I'm just saying, like it's like I wish video game movies, kind of like especially the horror ones would stick closer to the game.
Yeah.
But
video game adaptations in general.
Yeah,
there's
very
few
few that ever hit really, really well.
No. Yeah, my number 10 was a movie called Dolly. It comes out March 6th. And directed by Rod Blackhurst. But this one got great festival buzz, which is why I'm interested in it. And apparently, from what I can gather from the trailer, it looks like a woman is basically captured and made to be the plaything or the doll of some, I don't know if it's a creature, I don't know if it's a person, slasher, I don't know what this thing is, but all I know is it's super creepy. The trailer's super creepy, the poster's super creepy. It just looked cool.
Yeah, no, I should have put this on my list. I have to put it as like a post honorable mention here. The next one, 9, like Tim said, is on my list to send help because I love Sam Raimi. I love the premise for it. The cast looks great. And it's just it's like Sam Raimi is, it's like, he's one of those directors that when he comes out with a horror movie, you're going to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not all perfect. I mean, I happen to like all the ones he's done, but I know some people didn't like certain ones he did, but like I know, like it's weird. Like the one that I feel like Drag Me to Hell is like one that like seems to be like I loved it, and like some people don't like that one, but
See, I thought everybody liked that
no,
movie.
I've so like I started to see people like complain about like something on it. I don't know what it is, but I loved it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
loved
that
that
was one of
one.
my
Yeah, that was a
favorite
great
ones,
one.
but.
My number 9 is one called Other Mommy. This one doesn't come out till October 9th. But it's directed by Rob Savage, which we haven't heard from in a while, and it stars Jessica Chastain, so it looks really cool. I think this is one of those, again, it's been a while since I've watched the trailer. I feel like this is one of those like mommy doppelganger type movies where it's like mommy is not what she seems kind of thing. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since I've watched the trailer, but it looked creepy enough to put on the
Yeah.
list.
And then funny, right as we just mentioned before, I did this as a bad segue. I should have brought that up now, but of course we have the new Resident Evil was September 18th, and that's with Zach Kreger is doing it, of course, from Barbarian
Yeah.
Weapons, who has an amazing talent for horror. It's funny, the people that come from comedy tend to do some of the best horror, and he's got Paul Walter Hauser in it, who is hilarious. He's a great dramatic actor too, but he's also really funny when he does a comedy role. So I think he's like, I'm so interested to see how he does this because I don't know much about this, how he's going to do it. I heard is pretty faithful to the video game, I think, but like I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know why, but I have this weird image of him as like a security guard trapped in the Umbrella Factory, the Umbrella Corporation kind
Yeah.
of thing, and he's like I don't know. He's got to survive the zombies. You know what? I have a feeling there's going to be like, because if you look at Barbarian, had some funny scenes in it for being a really gory horror
Yeah.
movie, and that's what I'm expecting out of this. And I mean, if you think about it, Resident Evil, the original one, was definitely one of the more like one of the first horror games where I was like, wow, this is kind of scary. It's kind of creepy, but it also had some funny, laughable moments because you'd get these funny jump scares kind of things. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping for a lot from this one. He hasn't disappointed me yet, Zach Kreger. So
My number 8 was Whistle, which comes out February 6th. This one looks like this is about an Aztec death whistle, if you've heard of those. But this one looks like a throwback to old school Scream. I Know What You Did Last
yeah,
Summer. It has those vibes and spades. I'm really looking forward to it. It just like I hope this one is good because it really looks like it brings back that classic like late 90s
yeah,
aesthetic.
it kind of like a
High school
and kind of like
thriller.
a twinge of Talk to Me. I feel like a vibe, with like
Yeah,
so it's like that.
yeah,
Yeah, and those seem to work well, and it's kind of like so. I'm actually looking forward. I'm looking forward to that one too. It's not on my list, but it's like this year's actually got a lot of good movies on it. So it's kind of I had to pick 10. It's like and it's
yeah,
kind of good. I'm glad we have different ones because then it gives the listeners more of a
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. More of a variety.
The
Yeah,
next one, here's one that you know what, this one is just so like already it's like so polarizing from what I see because it's not getting good early buzz. It's Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I'm still intrigued by it because they're definitely going a different way than I ever expected they were going to take a mummy movie. So I'm actually still looking forward to it. I'm still going to I mean, his track record is good. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise with this one. So yeah, I mean, I really want these Universal Monster remakes to come back and create that dark universe we
it's like
want.
they
Oh, but
yeah, it's like they can't get a
did I
mummy.
tell you about that video I saw on YouTube? I got to dig it up. There's a video where some guy does a whole breakdown. It's like a half-hour video on the whole dark universe and the plans and what happened and stuff. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, I need to watch
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's really cool.
yeah. I think you told me
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
really cool.
And there's the Brendan Fraser mummy
Yeah, that one could.
sequels coming out.
And that's
That'll
like
be
totally
cool.
more action
Uh,
adventure, but I mean, I love those. Oh, I
yeah,
love those series,
yeah,
and
I
the
did love
rides
those. Yeah,
based on them are great. So yeah,
that's gonna
yeah,
be huge. So my number 7 was Insidious 6, which I don't think is the official title. I don't think
it's
they
in
have an official
Sixious.
title yet, but that
They're gonna put the six right in
yeah,
the middle.
Insidious. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Insidious. There you go. That one's coming out August 21st. Yeah, it's fun. I this one's hard for me because it's like I'm trying to base these off how much I'm looking forward to them, and am I really looking forward to this at the number 7 spot? or could it probably be lower? It's probably lower, to be honest, but I had to put a little higher just because it's a known franchise.
Yeah. And we love the
and
franchise.
We just did the. And we love the franchise, and we did the summer slaycation on it, so it kind of got moved up the list a little bit just because of the IP, more than my actual interest in the movie. But I'm hoping that, like, this one does better than the last couple of films, which weren't as great.
I think this is Lin Shaye's swan song too. I think this is her last film period, and before she retired. And what like she's like one of these like people that really deserve a career retrospective. She's so good in everything from comedy to horror to whatever she does. She's just like great. This one I'm really looking forward to because this is so unique of a take on it, and I want to see what Maggie Gyllenhaal does, and that's The Bride. It just from the early buzz on this is good. The trailer looks good. So I think this is going to be a fun one. I don't know why. I just have a good gut on this one. I could have actually put it higher, but when you hear what's ahead of it, you'll see why.
Yeah. My number 6 was Ready or Not 2, March 27th. Obviously, I love the first film. I've seen it multiple times. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with this one. I haven't looked at anything like about this, so I don't know what the premise is this time around. Like, how are they going to get it back in there?
You got to watch the trailer. It tells you everything you need to know without probably with, I mean, this is a movie that really can't be spoiled because you know what the formula is going to be. But like the trailer for it's perfect. It gives just enough, and it's great. So you should watch the trailer. I don't think it's going to give it away. And plus, you got Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood's going to be in it too. I mean, Catherine Newton.
Yeah, I have to go watch that. And then
of course, Samara Weaving. I mean, you have like an epic cast. I was wondering how they're going to get it back, and it's like the trailer is like perfect for it. You should watch the trailer. It's good. The next one is my much aligned one because of course whether I expect it to do good or bad, it's not the question. It's still that's why I put it right in the middle because it is probably the most general looked forward to movie of the year in horror, and that's Scream 7. But like I said, I'm cautiously looking forward to it, but I still had to put it kind of in the middle and on the high because of its place in society.
Well, funnily enough, Brian and I both our 4 and 5s are exactly
look
the
at
same.
that.
My number 5 was also Scream 7. I hesitate to put it higher because I don't have a lot of faith in it. I really honestly don't. So that one comes out February 27th. So we're going to find out pretty soon here.
Well,
in a few weeks.
And our next one is the same too, so we can go to it together. And that's Terrifier 4, which is slated for I think October. Is what I heard.
Yeah.
Definitely coming out this year, though, I know for a fact. That's why it doesn't have a date, but I think Damien Leone tends to do that. Like, he doesn't have the official date till really before it's, like, really close, because I think he likes to tweak it. And I can't ever criticize a director that wants to tweak his movie to exactly where he wants it.
Yeah.
So, and I guess, that was both our 4s. So, number 3 is, I have, which we mentioned earlier, is Mother of Flies. I already watched it. And honestly, it's going to be in my top, I can already tell it's going to be my top 10 for the year of, like, when we do an year-end thing. Because, so good. I love that. The Addams Family, just, they can't do any wrong, is my opinion.
My number 3 was one Brian mentioned earlier, which was The Bride, coming out March 6th. This movie just seems so bonkers to me. Like it seems so crazy an idea. And I love the idea that you take the Frankenstein thing, but you bring it up to date, but then you don't do it modern. Like you do it like it's still a period piece. It's just not that far back in time than the original Universal creature. So you bring this into what is it like the 20s or the 30s, I guess. And it just looks so weird. It's like a mixture of a Frankenstein movie and a gangster movie.
Yeah, it's like wild looking. That's why I'm so excited.
It feels like they blended Frankenstein with Chicago the musical or something. It's so weird, and I can't wait to see it because it just looks so ridiculous. I'm very much looking forward to
same
it.
here, same here. And this one's too. It's funny. This is Tim's number 1. This could have easily been my number 1, but my number 1 is I'll explain, and that's Werewolf, of course, by it's Robert Eggers, and he's got Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson. I mean, the combination right there. The movie could be called like Plots, and I'd go watch it. It's like.
And I've heard this one's really dark. He said it was the darkest movie he's ever done. Like, I mean, this is going to be like Nosferatu Part 2. Like, I love that movie. I loved last year when it came out or when was it that came out?
It was like Christmas
Gosh,
a
but
year
anyway,
ago. Not this Christmas, the
year
year before.
not
Yeah.
this past Christmas, but the one before, yeah. And it was like such an event, and I just loved everything about it. And then, like, this is going to be a repeat. I feel like it's maybe even going to be
I
better.
think so too.
And it's been a while since we've had a good, like a really good werewolf
Like honestly,
movie.
the last one I
It's been
liked
a
was Wolfman, and then the recent one was okay. It kind of like falls in the
Yeah.
middle, but this one I think it's gonna
I
be.
didn't like it that
Yeah,
much.
you were a little bit
Yeah.
less of it than I did. But
Yeah.
I this one I love, and I love that they spelled it wolf, like with a ULF. You know, it's like in
Werewolf.
typical Eggers fashion, he
Yeah.
can't spell it the way everyone
Yeah.
else spells it. You know, he's got to make a
No, it's got to be the old timey.
yeah. But I
spelling,
mean,
yeah.
putting Defoe and Innocent in a movie is like pretty much guaranteed for me to watch it now at this
Yeah.
point.
So
Yeah.
my number 2 is completely out of left field. I don't even know how much you know about this one, Brian, but my number 2 is actually a Batman movie.
Nice.
But it is going to be a horror film. It's Clayface. So the villain Clayface, if you don't know him, Batman, he's this villain that can change his shape. I think the original story was he was like a Hollywood actor, and something happened, and now his face is all messed up, and he can change his shape and stuff. But anyway, they are making a Clayface movie, and it's going to be a straight up horror movie
Nice.
written by, come on,
There
Flanagan,
we
Mike
go.
Flanagan
He's
himself.
taken over our show by force.
He's taken over our show. But he's be written by Mike Flanagan, a Batman horror movie. Like, come on, like I'm the biggest Batman fan and a horror fan. Like, this is like my perfect thing. It only did not make my number 1 because of the werewolf movie, which is my number 1.
Yeah.
But this one's way up there because I'm just.
They
so
also
excited to see what
announced
they do
a
with it.
first ever, like, I mean, I know they had a book and comic of it, but they're making actually a Disney Plus, I think, is going to have a Star Wars horror project, which should be interesting.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I mean, I see, like, I think they have to go so dark in this to make it work for that Star Wars one, but I'm gonna give it a shot, of course, because I love Star Wars anything. But I really want to see if they go. They need to like not worry that they're gonna alienate any Star Wars fans. Just go for it, and you'll find your
Just go
audience.
crazy,
with it.
yeah.
You know, it's like.
Yeah.
And so my number 1, Tim had mentioned his, which was Werewolf, and for obvious reasons. And mine, the only reason wasn't is because I loved the first one so much, and I love the trailer to this one. I love where it's going, and that's Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. I love Catherine Newton. She's so good at, and Lisa Frankenstein I loved, and Freaky, and she's like got a really good, like, she's great in these horror movies she's in, and and so I just I don't want to give it away because some people may not, like you said, didn't want to see much about it, but when you see the trailer, you're gonna see which way it's gonna go, and it like picks up kind of right where the last one ends, and it looks really cool. It's a really cool plot. It like does a great job of advancing the world it takes place in. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the trailer after we record.
Yeah, you have to.
So the TV shows, we had a couple of
Yeah.
TV shows listed. The first one we've talked about before, and Mike Flanagan's
He's
back
back.
again. This is
Give him a
the
call.
Carrie
Let him
show
know.
on Prime.
Come on the show.
Yeah,
Discuss.
yeah. Come on, we
Yeah.
mentioned you like 50 times. Like, how many times do we have to mention your name before you just suddenly
Right?
appear
I mean,
on the
it's
show?
like we've easily Beetlejuiced them already, and I think we're already in
Yeah,
Bloody Mary
definitely.
territory and Candyman. What's next?
Yeah. Now I'm the kind of person, like, I revere the original Carrie Brian De Palma
Yes.
film so
I agree.
much that I have not cared for any of
I'm
the
doing
remakes.
a podcast now, Mama.
But-
I'm sorry. That still cracks me up every time I hear that.
It's still, yeah. But I will say, I understand why a remake should be possible, because even the original 1976 Carrie is not completely faithful to the book, and I could see where, especially with a series where you have more flexibility to pad things out.
Yeah.
I don't mean pad things out in a bad way. I mean,
Right,
you're
right.
adding more from the book. I could see where this could be really cool, and I do have a lot of faith in Flanagan to do the right thing here. So, whereas I would typically, if they said this was a Netflix remake coming out, I would be not interested whatsoever. But the fact that it's a series, and the fact that it's Mike Flanagan, who's a huge Stephen King fan, like, he's gonna do his best to make this right. I just have a lot of I'm got good vibes about
Oh
this
yeah.
one. Unlike Scream 7, I've actually got really good
Oh
vibes
yeah,
about
no,
this one.
same because I like like the thing you said like because like the movie gives you like I mean I'm sure the book like I have not read the book I know you have the movie as great as it
Yeah.
is and it's to me it's one of my it's right the top of my list of horror book to horror things from especially from Stephen King
Yeah.
the original but like I'd love to see more and I think this is the way they got away with it in the film is because I think Sissy Spacek did and Piper Laurie did such amazing jobs as their characters. You didn't need as much exposition onto the true torture she was going through because in the short time they
Yeah.
gave to it, they you could tell. But I would love to see like just pure on like more drawn out like really what like is driving Carrie to just go like to be just so brutalized
Yeah.
at home, to just be like that. Really let the mother just go all out, like bonkers for like episodes. It's like I think they could really, like you said, I think they could really do with a lot of, you know, of that before you even get to like. I mean, everyone's gonna want to see. Oh, I want to see the prom scene, but you know what? They could take that and freaking do it in season 5 if this thing goes well. I don't know if I don't know if this is a limited event or if it's a continuous thing, but
I mean, the book is granted, the book is very
oh, that's
short.
true.
Like,
Yeah, I guess
there's
you could only go as far as the. I mean, unless you want to go
I
something
feel like this
stupid,
would
and
probably
then
just be a one and done.
and then
Yeah.
go to like, well, you know what? Now there's gonna, like I know they made a Carrie 2 movie, which was, I don't
Yeah.
want that. So I guess
Yeah.
you're right. I guess, well, yeah, a one and done is good, but like maybe like into an 8-part series would be really nice.
Yeah, that
Expand
would
it.
be cool. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome. And then the other one, of course, is Crystal
yeah,
Lake, which is coming to Peacock, and everybody's looking forward
yeah.
to this one because they had a Friday the 13th series, but it had nothing to do with
Right.
Jason. It was just a horror anthology. So this will be their first like true Jason as a TV series
Yeah,
type
and
thing. It's not really Jason. It's a
right, and
prequel,
I like that
but
because then I never wanted. I always thought like a movie doing this would kill no pun intended, but like you
yeah,
can't like a Jason Friday the 13th movie needs to be Jason going around slicing people up. You don't want to.
yeah. That's what
Yeah,
people
you don't need a
expect.
huge backstory. Same reason why Halloween work. That most of the Halloweens worked when you just have Michael going around slicing up people and and like, but like, the backstory needs to be quick, like for those movies, you don't need to see Jason, you're already, and plus, if you don't know the story of how Jason became Jason already, what do you want? You're not gonna watch Crystal Lake anyway, so this will be good to really see
Yeah,
like a different side of what you haven't seen, so it's like, and it'll be done in a
yeah,
format that can take the liberties you can't do in a movie, like you can expand it,
yeah.
like you're not
Exactly.
gonna sit like let's say this series is like just devil's advocate 8 episodes, right? In 8 hours, are you going to sit through 8 hours of Pamela Voorhees in a movie theater? It's like I know, yes, it wouldn't be that long,
Yeah,
but even if
exactly.
you give her a half hour of her backstory, it's too much for a movie. This is the way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad it got delayed and as much as it did to get the right cast, get what they felt was going to be good. Because this series has a lot riding on it. Because I think any potential movie coming out, any potential, like other projects needs to do well. I have a good feeling about this one, honestly. I mean, first of all, Linda Cardellini, is one of my favorites. So I think she'll do a great job because she's got that like you could see she can get to a sinister side, if she needs to, like so I think this one's gonna be good.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now we have video come to video and board games. First up is one we've talked about before,
Yeah.
Halloween the game. Of course, this is made by the same team that did Friday the 13th, which we loved. Of course, personally, I'm a bigger fan of the Halloween franchise, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And I've seen they keep leaking character
Yeah.
models and stuff. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I know this is going to be one we're going to be
Oh,
all jumping on
yeah,
and playing when it comes
yeah, and
out.
supposedly like there's different, you could be Michael Myers, you could be the other characters. I think you can be like honestly, I know they're doing something different, but I'd be honestly if it was literally the same thing as Friday the 13th, where like if you find a thing you can call Loomis and he comes in and like they called Tommy kind of thing. But I think in this
Yeah.
one, like I think the first night literally is like him going through Haddonfield, but I've already heard like rumors of the hospital being a set later on.
That would be
Yeah, I mean,
perfect.
you
Yeah.
don't need to
Yeah.
go crazy with this. Like, just give us what we want. It's like Friday the 13th was a near perfect game at some levels because it was,
I kind of like the idea too of that you're in a neighborhood.
yeah,
So instead of like these little one room or 1 or 2 room cabins, you've got these full houses that
yeah,
you can hide in. Like every house, you could probably go all upstairs and downstairs. I think that's gonna be really really
yeah. No,
cool.
I'm definitely looking
Um,
forward to what they do with
yeah,
this.
this next one I don't know a whole lot about, other than John Carpenter's involvement, but it's John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, not to be confused with Toxic
Yeah.
Avenger.
So I,
But he worked on the story and music, I
yeah. So
guess.
here's I put, if you saw, I have a little blurb on it. What it basically, I'll read this quickly. I know we said we're not going to read things, but this just to give an explanation. So it's like it's set in the near future. A scientific experiment to harness the energy of the Earth core goes haywire when it accidentally releases an entity called the Sludge God. It soon begins to turn the soil into scum and mankind into zombies. It says, however, the scientists behind the experiment come up with a plan to stop the Sludge God by hiring a team of mercenaries, which is what we're going to be, to eliminate the
Yeah.
zombies and save the world. First-person shooter. So it's kind of like Back for Blood. What's that other one we played?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
with John Carpenter's input. So
Okay.
you're gonna have
That
amazing
sounds cool.
music and some really cool like plot twists in it and stuff. And so I mean, John Carpenter, anything, I'm gonna, you're gonna add some initial credibility that you just can't find anywhere. So it's multiplayer. I'm sure we'll play that. Can't see us not playing this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A couple more video games here. This one I just ran across recently. It sounds really cool. So I don't know if you've heard about this new genre of games called cozy games. That's what
I
they
like the
call it. Like
lake.
any
What
kind
we
of like
did.
very yeah,
And
the
Fire
lake where you played
Watch.
the Firewatch is a
I
cozy
love
game.
cozy
Any
games.
kind of game that's maybe they're like shorter experiences or more casual. So a lot of times they involve farming or whatever. But this one is called Grave Seasons, and it is a cozy farming game, but it has dead bodies.
Oh,
So what's
nice.
funny about
It's
this
like
game
Motel
is
Hell, the game.
yeah, it presents itself as like a cozy farming sim, but you start coming up with dead bodies everywhere. So now you're trying to figure out who is responsible for the murders. And I believe I read that the murder changes from game
Oh,
session to
that's
game session, so
cool.
you never know who actually the real killer is when you start a
Oh,
new
that's
game. So I don't know. It
Oh
sounds really
yeah, I'm
cool.
all about this one. Yeah, because I love those cozy
Yeah,
games. There's something about them that like, it's like and I found like that first one I mentioned, the lake, which is like literally you're delivering mail 90% of the movie, the
yeah,
game. But then and like Firewatch, it's like where it's like you don't do much. There's not a lot of action. You're just kind of walking around. But there's something about it, like when it's like a slow developing story that you're in, and there's something about it that's enjoyable because it's like you're not constantly getting stressed by shooting things and
yeah.
it's
It's
like
relaxing for
literally like
sure.
it's like
Yeah,
a interactive movie but with but more active interaction than like let's say like those what's that one the Quarry or something like although that has action in it but
yeah,
that's not a good one. What's that one with the live action ones they have where it's like you're literally like picking
yeah.
things and it shows it to you. It's like that.
Picking
Yeah.
choices. Yeah.
So but this looks interesting.
The other one I'm really looking forward to is Hellraiser Revival,
Yeah.
which is a new video game based on the Hellraiser series. But what's crazy about this one is that it's single player, because I fully expected this to be like Friday the 13th or like Halloween or Killer Clowns or any of these like asymmetrical type multiplayer games. And this is actually a single player experience. And supposedly it's like going to be super mature and super gory. Like they're going, Clive Barker doesn't do anything PG.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to push the
I
limits.
keep seeing ads for
of,
like the big set of it you can buy, and like I think I see the placeholder on Xbox.
yeah.
But
Yeah, they have like deluxe edition with the actual Hellraiser
yeah,
cube and all kinds of crazy stuff for this one. Yeah, they're really
it's only
promoting it.
single player though. There's no multiplayer.
it's only
like
single
edition
player.
later coming maybe or. No?
I think it's just
Well,
a
yeah,
single
I mean, I
player
guess how would a
story.
multiplayer work? What do you just walk around like each person controls a Cenobite and they just kept walking, following
Yeah,
Pinhead
I
around? I know. It's like what?
don't
How would that work?
know. That brings us to board games. Final Girl Season 4 is coming out. I don't own any of Final Girl Season 3, actually. I do own all of Season 1 and
I
Season
need to get
2.
2
If you
and
guys
3
don't know,
too.
Final Girl is a board game. It's a solo board game where you play a final girl who is trying to rescue as many victims as possible and from a villain. And the neat thing about these games is they come in various modules, and you can mix and match the locations and the villains from module to module. So you can use a villain from one set in the map of another set.
And there's tons of like side things. Like there's like little like you can get like little like cool like additions, like little miniatures and like little guidebooks and like extra like little like people you can order. So it's like, yeah, I mean, like this game, I mean, honestly, to get everything, you're probably looking at $1,000 at this point to get everything.
Yeah, I've got the first two big sets, but I signed up for the Kickstarter for this one because I would love to have seasons 3 and 4, but I know that's also going to be probably like $500.
Yeah, well,
to get
I
all
did
of it.
see season 2 complete sale, which I need to buy. I think I saw it for like $175 somewhere. That whole box of them all, which I might just jump on already and then get.
I was so mad, Brian. Do you know what happened? So Board Game Geek occasionally puts things up for auction. Well, my buddy, he messaged me. He said, "Hey, Final Girl Season 3, the big box, everything for Season 3 is up for auction right now for like $70." And I was like, dude, so I went in and I bid on it. So I bid, $70. And the way the Board Game Geek auctions are done, the person who posted the auction will end it at a random time so people can't come in and
that's
snipe.
a good idea.
You never know what the actual final bid is going to be. So I ended up going in there. I ended up bidding 75, which is still incredible.
Like
deal.
I said, 175 is the lowest
off.
I've ever seen it. That's a huge sale.
So I went in there and I bid 75, and I forgot about it. I went back. The winning bid was $76.
Oh,
I was so mad. I was like, I would have easily paid 80.
I would have paid 100 for that.
85.
Like no thought.
So I was really bummed. I could have had all of Final Girl Season 3, but they'll probably have Season 3 up for the Kickstarter. You could probably add that as a add-on. So I'm gonna see how much
go on
it is.
the
We'll
Kickstarter because I want to get 4, and then I'll worry about 2 later because places still have it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's not as hard to find as it used to be. The other one I'm interested. I almost kickstarted this one. It looks really cool, but at the end, I just wasn't convinced enough about the gameplay to really know if I really wanted it. And it'll probably be at retail, so if I change my mind, I could probably get it. And it's called Horror on the Orient Express. This is a Lovecraft Cthulhu-based board game. But it's about you're on a train, the Orient Express, obviously, and some of the passengers on the plane, some of the passengers on the train are cult members. So you're trying to deduce who is a cult member of this cult. At the same time, you have Lovecraftian monsters that are chasing the train.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you're having to try to fend them off. There's actually a train, cardboard train module that sits in the middle of the board. So it's like sort of a deduction game, but also kind of a horror game. I don't know. It looks cool. Ultimately, I could not justify the price for what I saw from the gameplay, but I could change my mind.
Got me intrigued now, though. I may jump on that one. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's neat. And the other thing we just had a random whatever new version of Horrified comes out because Horrified series.
I am
is
still
great.
so upset that the way they released that Krampus one and they made it so hard to get, and I can't get it for under $100 anywhere, and I can't justify paying that for one character essentially. My
buddy did. He paid $100 for it. The one, my big board game buddy. Yeah, he but he's got the disposable income to I was like, I can't.
I know I'm gonna end up doing it
would
stupidly one day. I don't know, drunk eBaying or something. I don't know. It's I'll grab, but by the way, you know what is so great about the Horrified series is how they advance it. Have you played the D&D one yet?
I own it. I have not played it.
It's so cool how they do it because they really shove in all the special special moves for the characters are D&D based, so you roll and it affects the whole turn, and it's the monsters or the D&D monsters, but you are constantly rolling that 20-sided dice to do stuff, and it's you can really it's really cool and it is hard some of them we had a game where we lasted I think it was 15 minutes and we were done. That's how bad we did. We did beat the 2 easy monsters, but that one hard monster is he's hard. But but it's really cool because I love the Twin Titans. It's so funny because my nephew got so into it, and they're big D&D guys. He like all of a sudden he goes, "That's it. We need to. This is too serious where the game is going. I'll be right back." And he comes out with his own 20-sided dice because he didn't trust the horrified dice. So yeah, so it's kind of funny. But like it's really like they managed to make that mechanic so well integrated into the horrified game. So yeah, I highly
Yeah,
recommend that
I'm
if you
looking
like the
forward to
other
that
one.
one.
I'm still waiting for that one, like a real version of that, like one they did with the like Scream and Jason and yeah.
Yeah, like not a fan made,
Yeah,
but an
like on a
official
real
one
one.
that has like slasher
I'm
stuff.
trying to think where else they could go, honestly. Like what other kind of monsters could they? I mean, maybe a Lovecraft version, but they kind of have similar, right? They have like,
Yeah, because they just put
yeah,
Cthulhu
he was in
into
there,
World
so
of
it's not like a
Monsters.
full thing. Like
So
what
it's,
else do you do? Like where else can you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could go. World of Monsters kind of tried to bring things in from like Japan
Yeah,
and all these different places, but it wasn't very cohesive. It's easily my least favorite of the entire
yeah.
series. But I think you could probably do maybe like a Japanese
Oh
folklore
yeah,
ghost
or
one,
even a true
maybe.
Latin
I don't know.
American horror one, like Lala Llorona. But
Yeah, I
how
don't
would
know.
it would be hard, like because it's not like Lala Llorona's like walking around a village, It's like
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll
I
come out
mean
with something because that series is
they
popular.
could do something where like just genre monsters. So like you could have like a zombie horde is one thing, and maybe
Yeah,
like a
creepy
yeah
kids or something.
that's
Yeah,
kind of the vibe. I can't explain it the way I want, but yeah.
you could almost make it. You know what would be cool? You could do it like almost like a VHS
Oh
monsters type
yeah,
thing, where it's like, so you like it's zombies and it's like slashers is like it's like a generic slasher,
yeah.
generic zombies, generic creepy
Oh
kids.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe like that, but do it in the style of like a 80s VHS retro
Oh,
type
maybe another
thing.
one too. They could hit maybe like the Grim Fairy Tales, like kind of make a twist on that and take those.
Oh yeah, that could be definitely be
Yeah, I
one.
mean they still have
Yeah,
options. I just hope they don't ever give
yeah,
up on this. Like I will buy every one that
yeah,
comes out every year, and usually they've been releasing like every like summer they kind of have one. So
yeah.
hoping for a new one soon. I guess we'll jump into the to the this one miscellaneous horror where I have books, comics, like haunts and stuff. And so of course Halloween Horror Nights is one I always look forward to and local haunts. So I mean there's really nothing more to go into that until we get closer, but
Yeah, the only one I had on here, I'll let you talk about the other ones, Brian, is I had just the EC anthology. So Dark Horse has put out all of the anthologies of all the old EC horror
oh
comics, like Vault of
nice.
Horror, Tales from the Crypt. I've got at this point, I have almost everything that's been released. I think I'm missing one volume of Two Fisted Tales, which is not even really horror. That's their war comic, but I'm collecting all of these in the trade paperback version. They do have hardcover versions, but they get
Oh,
super
I can
expensive and they're
imagine.
usually very limited. So I don't ever get the hardcovers, but the trade paperbacks are pretty widely available. And so I'm looking forward to those as they're coming out. I'm keeping a close eye on. But I'm also collecting the Creepy Archives and the Eerie Archives, Creepy Magazine and Eerie Magazine, which were
Oh
also,
yeah.
they were black and white horror comic anthologies. I'm collecting those too. There's a lot of volumes of those, so I'm still only like very early
You
into
should
those
put a
collections.
Google
But
Doc in our shared drive, so if I come across them, I can like pick them up for you. Because
yeah, I've got a Google
oh,
Doc
okay,
already, but I can
yeah,
share
you
it with
share it
you.
in there,
Yeah,
because
those
then
to
that
track
way I
them.
can find.
Yeah.
Like, didn't I find you something? Did I ever send it to you? I can't remember. I must have, right? The
I don't know.
Conan ones I got. Did I send it with your holiday gift or something, maybe? Or did I never
I
send
don't
it?
remember. Yeah. I
I
don't
gotta look at
know.
my
I
comic
have no idea.
pile. Maybe I never sent it to you.
Yeah.
I know I picked it up for you.
But yeah, those are fun. If they're on Amazon, you can get them. And they're what I do is I wait. A lot of times Amazon will run sales where they'll do like the buy two get
Oh
three
yeah,
deals, and so I'll wait because occasionally they come into those, so I'll grab
nice.
them. So yeah, those
Yeah,
are a lot of
speaking of
fun.
anthologies, this is unrelated. Real quick, just made me think about it because I saw some guy who was talking about the new He-Man trailer, and he had there's a hardcover anthology of all the little comics that used to come with the figures.
I got
Yeah, I
Kevin
want to
that
get that.
for
I've
Christmas
seen
one
it.
year.
Like it's
Yeah.
still like it's like aftermarket, but it's like still like $30 you can get it for. So I might buy that because that looks cool.
Yeah. That and I saw in Barnes and Noble the other day they had a whole like 2 or 3 volume compendiums of all the
Oh
Transformer
wow.
comics. Oh, they look cool. I mean, I would love to have all that stuff. Those anthologies get expensive though. The big ones, like the
Yeah.
omnibus ones, they get
I know
pricey. They get $60,
I want the GI Joe
$70.
ones and forget. Oh God,
The GI
that's
Joe would be fun.
ridiculously
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
But oh, so yeah, so the couple things I have left here is there's of course Tim, you saw her live, and that's Amy Bruni. She's got a cool book. It's called Cuisine to Kill For. Now she did one that I have already. And it was I think it was Cuisine to Die For, or
Food to
something
Die
like
for.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Food
But
to Die
this is a
for.
different
Yeah.
one, and she's got like 60 different locations where she goes. I guess she bases the film the recipes on. So definitely want to pick that up to help support Amy Bree. She did that great like toy drive over the holidays with all the other ghost hunters. Food to Die For is the original, and this one's Cuisine to Kill For. So it's got a cool theme to it, and I love those kind of themed cookbooks things.
Yeah.
Then this one, Tim, this is right up your alley. It's EC's Tortured Hearts, which is a special this year Valentine's Day anthology.
Yeah, I had not heard about this one. Yeah, this sounds cool.
But yeah, so it's a one-off thing, but it's like one of the guy, I guess, Ann Nicenti, she did Daredevil. Amy Roy, who did EC's Epitaph from the Abyss. Some other,
Which I have
yeah.
those too.
So it
Those
looks
are
like it's a
cool.
good like collection, but there's about I think like giant size. It's a giant size one filled with like I think like 8 or 9 stories based on Valentine's Day theme. So that's kind of cool. Because I noticed a lot of the EC things had like scorned romance subplots anyway. So
Yeah, there was even some like romance type EC comics.
yeah. And here's the one that I teased earlier, so you love this, Tim. It's called Smile for the Camera, and it's basically set in 2005. It's the group of international models all together for Fashion Month in New York. Also, the Smile entity is on trend too, and supposedly this is a prequel to the franchise.
Oh
So
yeah, that'll be
this is
cool.
right up your alley, Tim. Since I know we're both big fans of the Smile franchise, but then now to have a cool comic. There's beyond the films, kind of neat kind of thing. That would actually make a really
Yeah.
good haunt. I'm surprised they haven't done one of those yet.
Like an EC horror.
Oh no, well
comic?
that, but also
Haunt?
a smile, like a smile walk.
Oh,
through
Smile
haunt.
Hall. Yeah, that'd be easy
Yeah.
too. You just have the people
Yeah, just walk
smiling
around
at
and
you
have
as you get,
like creepy people standing.
But think about that too. How cool! Like if Universal did like an EC comic,
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt haunt or like
Well, see,
Vault of
that
Horror
would-
haunt, and they had like the comic panels.
Yeah,
and stuff in
that
there.
would actually work great for the way the layout of the Terror Tram is too, because they can do that kind of thing. Like that would be really neat. So
Yeah. that would
again,
be
once
cool.
again, we're just filled with
But-
ideas that. But
and no money or talent to bring them into the world.
wow, so we went long.
but yeah, I
long
hope you,
on this one.
Yeah, we went long. I hope you guys. I knew it kind of would be long because we had both the Ghoststradamus and the horror preview. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, we are back. We're gonna have more interviews lined up. Obviously, we're gonna have get back into our feature films, get back into some horror news, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to a fantastic season 10. This is Civil Gore 10. Civil Gore goes to space.
Yes,
right?
we are going to space.
Yeah, we're going to space. So,
But that's pretty good. It took us 10 years to go to space. Some franchises go much sooner. we waited
Yes,
long,
exactly.
but yeah, but
this is Civil Gore
yeah,
X.
it
in
is.
space.
But hopefully though, the good thing is I think this, thankfully, this recording session did not get. I guess we fixed the problem because it seemed like we went pretty good without any freezing.
Yeah. So we're in good shape. I hope we're going to see how the audio quality turns out. I'm hoping the audio quality is even better too because we have some new editing
Yeah,
tools and stuff.
should be interesting.
We'll see you guys back here next week. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.